Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Joel C, back with another look for you all this week. Hopefully you all have been staying safe and sane. I know that right now it's a really tough time for some of us. I know some of us are going a little stir crazy. For others, it's a little hard not being able to have that physical contact with those that we care about. But I just want to get your minds off of that for a couple minutes and just kind of dive into some creative elements. So I was kind of reflecting on times that were not so crazy or chaotic right now and less worrisome and stressful. And naturally I kind of flashed back to my childhood when things were simpler, when there wasn't a lot of responsibility, when you weren't so aware of everything that was kind of going on. And I just kind of longed for that period in time. So I started to think about things that really made me happy when I was a kid. And one of the first things that came to mind was Pokemon. Now I know that some of you are not into it. I get it. That's fine. But certain Pokemon have really, really beautiful color stories. So I almost feel like I'm gonna start a series, maybe, possibly, of Pokemon related color schemes for the eye. So we shall see, TBD. But for today's look, I'm kind of going down like a Ghastly kind of deal. For those of you who are not so well versed with Pokemon, Ghastly is a poison type Pokemon that basically is purple, mysterious, almost like this toxic kind of vibe, obviously Ghastly, and they have very snatched eyes and faces. I would put a picture, but I don't know like what the rules are with that kind of stuff, so I'm just not. Alright, so the very first step that we're going to go in with is priming the eyelid, and that is going to be with the P. Louise base in 0, which is pure white. As you all have seen me do in my prior videos, I always go in with a dry mini sponge. The one I'm using is the Morphe X Jeffree Star sponge. And I like to make sure that all of that is laid down real nice and evenly and also kind of blended out because I don't want any harsh edges. I'm just going to go in with a clean fluffy brush. Now this is a Morphe M573 and I'm just going to diffuse the edges of this a little bit. Alright, so for this look, now that the eyelid is all primed, the palette that we're going to use today is going to be the Morphe X Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 palette, and the first shade we're going to lay down is called Not My Journey. Alright, so now that I've gone ahead and laid down that general shape, which is basically like an exaggerated, kind of wing, I'm going to go in with the shade Tipsy Girl. This is just a flat chisel tip brush. And I'm going to go ahead and buff that into that faded line, or faded edge, so to speak, and start buffing that in. So now that I've gone ahead and laid that pink shade in now, I'm going to go in with a Morphe M454, and I'm going to start buffing that together now. And now I'm just going to go back into the shade Not My Journey and just reinforce it again to make sure that none of that richness in pigment is lost. Alright, so now I'm just going to take an old flat chisel tip brush. This one's from BH Cosmetics. I put some Aquaphor on the back of my hand here, and basically all I'm doing is kind of taking that and just taking the lightest little coating on there. And what I'm going to do is just clean out all of this product that I have underneath this purple, because now we're going to go in with like really crisp line for a cut crease. Now that I've gone ahead and cut out that general shape there, I'm just going to go in with a makeup wipe and clean out any of that petroleum byproduct that I might have left there. So as you can see, everybody, I've cleanly gone ahead and just cleaned out my entire lid area and eye area again. And I'm going to go in now with the Mama Mitchell and P. Louise blank canvas and another flat chip chisel brush, and I'm going to go ahead and slowly go ahead and cut that all out now using the blank canvas. But I'm going to stop kind of like halfway through here, probably like midway through my pupil, and you'll see why. Alright, so now that I've gone ahead and cut the first portion of that crease out, I'm I'm gonna go ahead with a liner brush here, an angled liner brush, and the P. Louise and Mama Mitchell limited edition Limelight. Now, this is not the only lime green paint that exists on the market. It just happens to be that I was, shopping with them and I was like, you know what, let me grab this, it's limited edition. But use any kind of graphic neon lighter that works for you. If you need a couple recommendations, hit me up on Instagram and I got you covered. And we're gonna flick from the bottom part of the waterline up so that we can know we are not to go beyond that point. So I don't know if you can see, but I kind of roughly sketched out where I'm gonna be going back in with this liner now, almost like a negative space liner back into this. And I'm gonna have it thin out as it gets back into that crease area. All right, so now that I've gone ahead and laid down that lime green, and don't worry too much about how clean these edges are. We're gonna clean those up pretty much right at the end. And I'm gonna go in with another one of the P. Louise and Mama Mitchell paints, and this is in the shade Nitro. And now I'm gonna go ahead and deposit that right into this negative space that I have currently in the wing area. To apply that, I'm gonna go in with the Morphe M160 1/8 and get right in there. Sorry to block the camera, but there are some things that you cannot do camera angle friendly. All right, so as you can see, what I did here now is that I took that Nitro shade, obviously, took that in the farthermost part and delicately placed that in there. And then I went ahead and mixed some of that with some of the blank canvas, almost like acrylic painting, right? Like if you're gonna do an actual painting on a canvas, I mean, that's kind of what we're doing anyways. And I slowly made that transition shade out. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a small, little tiny bullet brush and I'm gonna just pat at the edge of that blue where it meets that cream color. I'm also gonna go in with just a little bit more Nitro, ever so slightly more. All right, and now just to make the inner tear area pop a little bit, I'm gonna go into the shade I'm In It, just using a small little bullet brush, and I'm just gonna tap that in there. All right, so now for the lower lash line, what I'm gonna be doing is going back in with the shade Not My Journey, which is that purple shade, and I'm gonna go ahead and pop that right into the lash line. So now we're gonna go in with that shade Tipsy Girl, which is that pink shade that we put up top, and we're gonna go ahead and diffuse this color, the purple shade, with that pink tone. And back with that shade Not My Journey, we're gonna go ahead and smoke that boldness out a little bit, and we're back in action. I'm sorry, but this Limelight shade is a little too kick-ass to not put in the waterline, so you know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and put that bad boy right into the waterline. These are eye safe and they are waterproof. They set in about 60 seconds. These are the truth in the light. I love these things. I don't know why it took me so long to find them, but they're in my life and they are here to stay. And to apply that, I'm just gonna use that same angled liner brush and I'm just gonna pull the lid down and apply that right in there. Oof, just look at how that just set those colors off. Oof. All right, so now everybody, you all know the deal. I'm gonna jump off camera, do my lashes, my base, and my contour, and I will be right back. All right, everybody, I went ahead, did my contour, my base, my lashes, all off camera. So now I'm gonna go in with some blush, and for that, as always, I'm gonna use the Morphe Pop of Fuchsia Blush Trio, and I'm gonna go in with the shade Hot, put that right onto the cheeks. All right, so now it's time to put some highlighter on the cheeks. And for that, I'm gonna use the Morphe 8Z Starblazer highlighter palette. And I'm gonna use the shade Moon Dust to go ahead and pop these cheeks into Saturn's orbit. To apply my highlight, I'm gonna use a Morphe M510. This is pretty much my favorite highlighting brush. All right, now it's time to go into the lips. So for the lips, I'm gonna use the Morphe colored pencil in the shade Sweet Tea, and I'm gonna line first. All right, so I feel like this lip could be just a little darker, so I'm just gonna take it a smidge, like literally one notch up, by dipping into the NYX Professional Makeup Suede Matte Lip Liner in the shade Downtown Beauty. All right, now that I feel like I have pretty much just like really gotten that color that I want down for the lip liner, I'm gonna go in with the Morphe Matte Liquid Lipstick in the shade Virgin. And I am literally just gonna pop this right here. Now I'm gonna set this all into place with the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. All right, everybody, so there you have it. This is the final look. So hopefully you all love it as much as I do. I really love this look. So if you do, make sure that you leave a thumbs up, a comment down below, and make sure to subscribe and follow me on Instagram and Twitter. And don't forget to use Morphe discount code GLAMFAM366 for $5 off of any purchase of $10 or more, excluding third-party products. But thank you all again for watching, and I will be seeing you all next week.